Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
Oh, look at that. Trey Hendrickson hates everybody. Oh, could there be a little action? Little action? I'd love a little. I've got it on good authority, Jordan JC.
Oh, boy.
Trey Hendrickson doesn't even like Bengal Tigers.
Oh, we're doing that again. Well,
Bad guy.
His favorite animal was a bear.
Favorite animal is a bear. I've heard it from many people. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. On today's episode, we got to talk about as this Trey Hendrickson situation gets worse. Could that be an actual option for the Chicago Bears? Also, got to take a look at PFF this offseason. Giving the Chicago Bears the best grade that they can get. And one underrated Chicago Bear headed into the offseason that I will agree with is under-talked about on this defensive line. Ladies and gentlemen, the date is 5/14/2025. I don't know why I got Southern there. It's 7:03 in the morning. Jordan JC.
Yes.
Hendrickson's coming. Did you give me a yes, sir?
Yeah, I went Southern with you. Yeah.
We went a little too far. Put him back in the bomb.
All right, Pat.
Yeah, be careful with that one. Who we talking about?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, God. There's a lot to get into on today's episode. Trey Hendrickson came out swinging yesterday, my boy. Just absolutely
and
came
screaming.
out. Just like, hey, let me tell you something. I hate it here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show a love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push a button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Listen, just for the podcast listeners out there and for you guys in the YouTube space, if you did not know, tune in with your boy on Fox 32 Chicago tonight. As we're gonna be on making our TV debut, breaking down the NFL schedule release with Luke Canellis, Adam Abdallah. We're going to be on there with Chris Black, man. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal time. Cassie is going to be on there as well from Fox 32, so we're going to have a great time tonight. So pull up on us, man. Pull up on me. It will be on Fox Chicago Plus. So if you get that, I think that's Comcast channel, so tap in with that if you get that. And then if you don't get Comcast or you're not in the city of Chicago, pull up on the YouTube live stream. It will be live on YouTube as well. And drop a Breeze Nation in that mug so they know that we in the building, man. Let them know that we coming out in full force. Trey Hendrickson, Jordan JC.
Yes, sir.
Seems like he hates the Bengals now. I should say that, but very interesting situation yesterday with all of the comments. I had talked about the Trey Hendrickson situation the day before and the possibility of the Chicago Bears actually going out and trying to make a trade for him. And then Trey Hendrickson showed up to voluntary minicamp. And the reason he showed up sounds like it's because Zach Taylor sent him a text message 26 days before mandatory minicamp saying, if you don't show up to minicamp, you will be fined. Showed up yesterday, very upset, obviously so. Spoke for about 22 minutes and came out and pretty much said verbatim, the big takeaway for me it's become personal, unfortunately. They're trying to
Really?
lowball Trey Hendrickson there. They're not trying to pay him what he's worth. He said, if I had gotten 4 sacks, they'd be trying to cut my pay. Now I got 17, and now they don't want to raise my pay. Like it makes absolutely no sense. And so, George JC, I ask you this. Let's start it off here. Could this be a situation where, and I know it sounds crazy with how much money you're going to have to pay him, but could this be a situation where you could actually buy low on Trey Hendrickson because the Bengals' hands are tied right now?
Well, I mean, if you're saying what is low, what is the definition of low in this situation?
Well, first off, you got to clear cap space. Cap wise,
Yeah.
the Bears are not in a position to go get Trey Hendrickson, especially this year. Moving forward, you can make some things work, but the Bears are already spending $316 million on their roster overhauls this offseason. Adding Trey Hendrickson pretty much adds 100 M's to that. And if you're doing that, let me tell you this: if you're doing that, Ryan Poles, you better get creative with the cap. I'm talking about it better be money moving from places we didn't know you had money in. I'm not talking
a little under the table deals.
I'm talking offshore account type.
Oh, let's get Kevin Warren to give him some under the table deals. Yeah, first of all, shout out to you again. Yeah, congrats on the TV debut. I know you kind of moved past that a little.
I did kind of move past,
but we're going to give you your flowers, man. Okay. I actually saw the video yesterday. That was a very good personal shout out to Breeze Nation. And first of all, thank you as well. Shout out to, you gave us a shout out as well, the team, man. Appreciate everything that you did for us, bro. And just the movement of this channel, man. Shout out to you for making things happen, bro, from the ground up. Seriously, you are amazing, and I appreciate being part of this journey with you. So everybody clap it up in the chat for Mr. Pat the Designer.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I know you don't.
Let me not suck tonight first. That's the big. That's not
no lung butter tonight. No lung butter,
bro. The first thing Sarah texted me was like, "Make sure you clear your throat before you go on TV." And I was like, "Hey, bro, this sounds crazy without context." Like,
yeah, actually, that would be nice. But no, man, I'm sure it'll be a fun and exciting time. But back to the Hendrickson talk, I think that, if you were to try to find a creative way to clear some space, it would have to get very creative. But I mean, hey, let's find a way. This organization, this regime, at this point, if they want something, they'll probably try and find a way to get it in. Obviously, I've talked about Trey Hendrickson before being a name that is very, very enticing. This is the time that you want to jump at something like this. He's pissed. He doesn't want to be in Cincinnati. He doesn't want to represent the team anymore, which in a sense is kind of like that's kind of how things go when you're trying to get the contract that you want. You're playing, crybaby, and you're playing foul, and you're saying, I don't want to be here. And so that could be just, his way of trying to get his way. But you do hope that it leads to maybe an opening that the Bears can take advantage of. And so, yes, if you want to say that, $16 million, I believe that he's deserving of, is kind of the going rate. What's that?
16.
I believe he says he's due $60 million the last year of his contract.
Oh, he signed an extension and they're gonna pay him $16 million. Oh no,
yeah.
He gonna get the bag, my boy.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could get there around that.
No, brother, no. You got to think. I think Miles is making 21, and Miles is the only one better at him at pressuring the quarterback and getting to the quarterback. And he wasn't even better at him than getting sacks last season.
Yeah, statistically, Trey has been one of the more dominant pass rushers for the last couple of years. Like he has been that dude. And so again, that's why when you see all the comments, the word disappointed mentions in his presser when he was talked to, it says that was the word that was used often. Said his statements have been provoked. Asked explicitly if he'll play on the current deal, no. So this is something that could be brewing in a departure, but we'll see. Again, these things sometimes get fixed fast. This is the way that trade contracts talk, or rather contracts discussions kind of go. And so, man, if the Bears can kind of jump in, take advantage. I say take advantage if you can.
I think here's the big question with all of it is, right? Is it worth it to give up your favorite Bear's favorite Bear? That's really what that is. Down to. I mean, like if we're being honest, number one to create cap space, Cole Kmet's gone.
Oh, goodbye.
He's gone.
Coasting. Hello.
Future-wise, you're probably not bringing back Jaquan Brisker. There's a question on that anyway. But that Trey Hendrickson coming here would guarantee you are not bringing back Jaquan Brisker. Now, again, I've told you, I trust the DB guy with my life on this team. I mean, if I need something found, he's going to find it. I'm not saying that Jaquan Brisker is not a great player, but that eats up that future money for Jaquan Brisker. I think that means Tremaine Edmonds probably gone next year. Like you would be investing a lot to where now you have to rebuild certain pieces on the defense that it may actually create more holes. But what it does do, and I think, again, you got to get creative with the cap, is the one thing I've said Ryan Poles is actually best at. You know what I mean? Like it's the one thing that Ryan Poles actually is good at. And when you're talking about the commitment to going out there and winning, and not just winning, but winning big, this is that commitment. This is saying, hey, we're all in. We're not halfway in. We're not just putting a tip in. We're all in. Tipping our toe in is what I meant to say. I might have said that's going to come up in a meeting.
Oh, boy.
I meant to say tipping your toe in.
I got you.
Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Rise and shine.
In theory, what I said fits more with the context.
Kind of, but yeah. Whoa.
Oh, what a morning. Hey, watch yourself. You thought this was going to be a normal morning breeze. You're putting the what in now?
Walked right into it.
You ain't lying. I knew it. I was like, this ain't what you want to say, but you're so locked into the commentary.
Just commit. Just commit.
Doug said, all right, now don't do this on TV. But no, man, like if you're in on Trey Hendrickson, it's a signal that it's all go, no breaks. And that is the message that Ben Johnson has been preaching.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like this regime, when they want something, they usually go for it. They get it. I'm sorry. You got the chat going nuts now. Rose McFly.
You feel that morning breeze? Do you feel that? Good morning.
Oh boy. No, but I like that. That's the thing, is that I'm confident that if this happens to be real to the point where they don't get a deal done, you can't deny that this is the type of piece that would take you over the top. We talked about maybe the only couple of holes that need to be filled, in a sense, as far as like, needs on the defense, on the line. Edge rusher is exactly that. And so Trey Hendrickson getting 17 sacks this past season, like that's the production that you want. That's the production that's going to take this team from good to great, when it comes to the pressure that you're putting on the quarterback. And so, yes, I definitely am interested in the potential of trading for Trey Hendrickson. You mentioned a name in Cole Kmet. I'm sorry. Love Cole Kmet. Great guy. Good guy. Nice tight end. Goodbye. Like
it's just the easy money to open up. I mean, Ryan Bates is a name that's on that list. I mean, there's a bunch of pieces that are on that list post June 1 that just absolutely make sense.
I would love it.
Dennis, the Chicago kid said, Max is Chicago's deal and doing things we won't do. If Caleb gets a second contract, is what you do if you're serious about a Super Bowl. Dennis Allen's familiarity with Trey too. Yeah, listen.
That too. Yeah.
Like all of that plays into it. All of that plays into it. You know what I mean? Like it is. I think that's the conversation that you have to have with this is, where is Ben Johnson's expectation this year? We're saying, I think expectation for how he's talked, 12 wins and playoffs, right? Ben Johnson's probably thinking Super Bowl year 1.
Why not?
That's how he's talking. And that's how he should be thinking as a coach of a team. If you're trying to hit the ground running with that, again, this makes sense. Does it hurt you in the future? Yeah, you're going to lose some pieces. Ryan Poles has to draft right. You have to get the right pieces in there. You have to prepare yourself for some future moves that are going to have to be made. You have to pivot in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say is this really hasn't been Ryan Poles' MO to put himself in a bad cap situation. But I think I've said this just about every season. Ryan Poles didn't believe in this team coming in. He's looking for something else. I said last year Ryan Poles didn't believe in what Caleb Williams was going to bring to the team because he didn't protect him. If you believe that this team can win and you want Matt Eberflus to be the head coach of this team, you give Matt Eberflus an offensive line for his team. I think there is a different kind of belief right now. Now, what it's going to cost is going to be big. So we'll see what ends up happening with the Trey Hendrickson situation. I think the fact, though, that you're talking about buying low, you could be talking about I mean, honestly, you could be talking about Cole Kmet and a second or a third to make a deal like this happen. Like, honestly, you could actually look, if that's the trade, who says no? Worry about the future when the future that's Ryan Poles' job.
Yeah, I don't. That would be a nice surprise.
And you think about the resurgence. This is the part I always think about. How does it affect everybody else? You just went out and paid Grady Jarrett a big chunk of change. Mm-hmm. Don't you want him to be good? Grady Jarrett's very good in one-on-one situations. There's only one-on-one situations if I got Trey Hendrickson standing on the other side and Montez Sweat on the other side, and it's Gervon Dexter in the middle, and it like
Billing,
Shamar Turner, you got Billing, you got all these pieces, and maybe some of those guys aren't there because of it, but again, like it creates this different situation that is just beneficial to everybody on that defensive line. And yeah, you spend a lot of money in the trenches. That's where you're supposed to spend money.
Yeah, I honestly, that's why I think that at a certain point, you have to take chances at, spending the money that you have. We talked about this before a while ago. It said at a certain point, you need to spend the money that you have. Like it's okay to play it safe at times, right? But playing it safe only gets you so far. Obviously, when you play it safe when you're still rebuilding, when you only have certain pieces in place, maybe when you don't have your quarterback, when you don't have the coach, when you don't have most of the, your trenches addressed. Like those are things that we've gotten addressed quickly and at a rapid pace this offseason. And so for me, it's almost like, well, Ryan Poles, hey, take the cuffs off, take the brakes off. Like let's just go full force into this build. And hey, you want to talk about trying to get ready for a Super Bowl? Let's go.
I mean, that's really what the expectation becomes. Now, I will say this too, right? Like Ryan Poles has gone all in this offseason. I'm not saying that he hasn't. This would be like taking the throttle from all in to like just snapping it into position. Like, here we go. Hold on. No, this would be a Men in Black when he's like, remember the red button? Yeah. Push the red button. It would be that. It would be pushing the red button. Yeah, I mean, this is push a button. Bro, this is one of them situations where teams like Jimmy Hoffa's Packers and Don Burr's Lions, they start looking around the NFC North like, when I came down. you start looking around a little bit hurt. Start looking, that's shot to the ribs right there. That's sending a message.
That's a gut punch. That's a gut punch. Oh yeah.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got 203 in here on the YouTube side, 34 likes on the video. Let's get up to 200 likes, man. Everybody just collectively push the button. I appreciate that.
Yeah, all together now.
Side, what we got? We got 85 over on the Twitter side, man. Hit that retweet button, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love over there as well. Here's Dunbar. There he is. Nobody's worried about Bears flop season. Oh, you're worried, Dan.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Remember when the Bears weren't getting Ben Johnson? You remember that? I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. Hey, you want to know what's funny? Yesterday, so I did the Pat the Designer update 5, I think that was. That's what I was. Make things happen. And so I started looking back at some of the old ones. I was like, I forgot about these, bro. Like, I don't drop these all the time. So like 2 was me getting fired, Jay Capone to Don, Jimmy Got Soul, all these mugs that are still in there today on that comment. Robert Schwartz on there who's in the Discord. I mean, like, And then 3 or 4, one of them was when I got to ESPN. All these names still in there, bro. So it's really cool to see like all the same people in there rocking with you, man. Sloan, man. Like that's straight love, man. So
real content.
Hey, we're not gonna get mushy on this episode. Hey, man,
no,
I can't do it. I'm not a crier. I can't. I thought, bro, like I ain't gonna lie to you. Once I got to like through the birth of my son and daughter and was like, oh, well, this didn't make me cry. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna ever cry. But you know what almost got me? Hey, when you got kids and you start watching Bluey.
Oh, here you go.
Bro, they start hitting some generational trauma, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. Almost got me, bro. It was one where it was like the mom on the show. They was showing like how she was a little girl with her dad, and then they grew up at the end, and they was sitting in the same spot. I was sitting next to Ari. I was like, oh
boy, that's getting to the feels for you. Oh. Suck that tear back in.
Right there.
All right.
Hey, man, we're going to get into a conversation around PFF's offseason grade for the Chicago Bears. PFF very praising of the Chicago Bears' work in the offseason. So we'll talk about that and more coming up next. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Morning Breeze. Pat the designer, Jordan JC, back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Jordan JC sipping water out of a vase. We can get you some cups, bro. We can buy you cups.
Oh, you should put flowers in this. I know it is kind of like
we can buy you some
big,
cups, bro. You don't have to sip out of the vase like like a cartoon character that just ate the hottest pepper in the world and he just grabbed whatever was near him.
It just threw the flowers out.
God. Nobody clipped that up. That looks
man, you are just.
It's a rough morning.
You're on one today.
I'm getting them all out now, so it don't happen on TV. You get them all out now, so it doesn't happen on TV.
Good.
Because Black and Abdallah are not going to move past it. Hey, man, let's talk a little bit about how PFF is viewing the Chicago Bears offseason. That was nuts.
Jiving with that water glass. Shut up, Terry.
Jiving with that water. Chicago Bears get the absolute best grade that you can get for the offseason. The Chicago Bears get an A+ from PFF for their offseason. What they said here was it was an ideal offseason for the Chicago Bears. They made huge splashes in their coaching staff, not just with Ben Johnson as a head coach, but also with Dennis Allen as a DC. They then traded for and signed they then traded for or signed Joe Tooney, Jonah Jackson, and Drew Dolman to solidify their starting offensive line. That allowed them to take the best player available approach in the draft, which yielded Colston Loveland, Luther Burden III, and Ozzie Trapilo, among others. Chicago didn't really address running back this offseason, but if the team was to put a lower priority on any position, that was the one. You got dang right, PFF. I don't say you're right all the time, PFF, but you got dang right. You want to know why? Because I'm a big Manun guy. That's
there
why.
You go.
Right,
I was about to say, they did address it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You addressed it all right in the perfect spot. You want to know? Hey, you don't want to know
later. Are you serious?
You don't want to know how much Kyle Manun got.
You already got the numbers on his contract.
He signed right.
$20 per.
It might be. It's a 7th round pick. Kyle Manun guy.
Oh boy.
According to this, signed a 4-year contract with the Chicago Bears for $4.3 million. That includes $128K in signing bonus. So that breaks down to, what is that?
A little over 1 whatever.
Yeah, running back right there, baby.
Oh boy, and he's going to give you way more production than that, I believe.
Right there. Oh, that
that's actually really good.
2025 base salary $840,000.
Wow.
But no, man. Honestly, I think the Chicago Bears offseason has been phenomenal. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum on this channel, and it is crazy for a 7th round pick. Didn't y'all expect something much lower? Everybody in the chat like, he's a millionaire. What?
Maybe like half of that, $500K.
But no, man. I think that when you add everything together, the Bears had. We're off-season champs yet again. We are, and now it's about taking that and turning that into real wins in the long run.
No, absolutely, and we sometimes we take PFF or PFF with a grain of salt. We take them with a grain of salt sometimes.
I'm taking this with a grain of salt too. Winning the offseason don't matter.
Yeah, but I mean, the grading as well, A+. That's a perfect score. I will say this: I understand it because again, what was the issues last year? Going into the offseason, it was Caleb got killed during his entire rookie campaign.
Yep.
69 sacks is atrocious. It
was 68. You made it 69.
I'm sorry, 68.
That's actually hilarious.
Did I add one more? I'm sorry. Oh boy. 68 sacks is atrocious. And they clearly went out and addressed that and addressed it properly. Not going after secondary pieces from other teams that were just kind of like has-beens or washed up linemen. You went and got all pros. You went and got Joe Tooney. You went and got Drew Dolman. You went and got Jonah Jackson, which could be a comeback player, at his position. You wouldn't addressed it in the draft with Luke Newman and Ozzie Trapilo. Like you did that. You addressed it early and often as well. And by all accounts, you killed it in the draft as well. A lot of surprises, even myself with the Colston Loveland pick. But you do more insight and a deep dive on this guy. He probably will be one of the more talented players coming out of this draft. Then you get Luther Burden, who was supposed to be a first-round talent in value, according to Matt Miller, at 13, I believe, and you got him at 39. And so, all of these things went your way. And so Ryan Poles killed it this year. The whole front office organization killed it. A+. Yeah. What other issue did they not address? And I guess we just had the conversation with
running
Trey.
back. Running back. Well, that's
really
they
addressed it. They addressed it. I'll admit, I love Kyle Manunga. This is not just a joke, guys. I literally think that his tape will translate really well to the NFL. And this is one of the things that I actually shout out to you and I think you say your host your co-host Shay.
Oh, Shay Norland.
Yeah. You all talked about it in depth about Kyle Manunga and how yes, he's slow, but he has quickness. What are the more important things when you don't have slow when you're slow? It's your vision, hitting the hole, having that burst. Those are things that he has. Having sure hands. He never fumbles the ball. Those are a lot of the positives with this guy. Hitting somebody and knocking them forward yards after contact. That's what he brings to the table. And so, you have the potential of getting somebody in the 7th round that will be potentially your starter at some point. That's the potential of this guy. And so that's why I think, you going into this season, yes, you give this team possibly an A+, because you've hit on so many different areas and gotten value where maybe the value was a little what's the right word to say? Like in the 7th round, you got value where you didn't think it would be coming from.
Yeah.
Like Kalmanon guy should have been drafted earlier than that, in my opinion. So all in all, yes, A+ for the Bears, man. Very good.
Yeah, and listen, I think here's the thing, right? Whether it is or not, it'll play out. But right now, it does feel like that. And PFF gave 2 teams an A+, the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots. And guess what? The 2 teams that needed an A+ offseason.
Yeah.
The 2 teams that needed an A+ offseason terribly.
Yeah.
Bears fired multiple coaches during the season. You moved on from multiple coaches over the last couple of years. You had me and JC playing O-line. I don't know if you guys saw us out there.
Yeah.
It was bad. We went down quickly. We tried though. We were the backups to the backups that came in. We tried.
That's right.
But we went down quick.
Yeah.
You didn't see us because we were getting run over. But but like you go out and I think even with that, right? Like you talk about addressing. A lot of people have said, "Oh, well, you're addressing luxury positions. You could have addressed other positions there." I do think, tight end and wide receiver are luxury positions, but you're addressing weaponry for the guy that you want to give a weapon to. For this guy who's coming through the door, you know what I mean?
Oh boy, that genius.
We're gonna have fun.
Evil
like
genius.
That's what you want to do, and I know all of us weren't in on the pick when it.
There it is.
I know we all weren't excited about Colston Loveland when it came down, but
everything. Jesus,
it's one of those things where I don't know if you guys heard Greg Olsen talk about Colston Loveland, but I got tingles.
Yeah,
and I may do just a solo breakdown video on his breakdown of Colston Loveland. Greg Olsen's like, listen, the kind of tight end that Colston Loveland is, you only see this in guys like George Kittle and Travis Kelce. And I'm like, whoa. Bro, I needed a cigarette after hearing that, bro. I was just like, because here's the thing. I try not to do it, and if I say it, everybody's like, oh, you're
overreacting.
Greg Olsen says it, I need a cigarette.
An elite tight. Oh, boy. You're like, wait
I'm a little bit gassed.
Yeah, a little bit gassed. Elite tight end says that this guy. Oh, yeah.
What do we have this guy on our board? Number one.
Number one, Colston Loveland.
Stance of a bad back. Every time I see that picture.
Every time. Just
back is pain. That's
somebody
punched him right in his stomach right there.
Yeah,
in the lower back. That's called scoliosis, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
But no, I think that when you look at the offseason that the Bears needed, they needed an A+ offseason. You needed an offseason where it's not just A+ in the coaches you get and the pieces that you acquire in free agency, but also in the pieces that you acquire in the draft. Luther Burden is phenomenal value in the 2nd round. Phenomenal value.
Phenomenal.
Colston Loveland's going to be one of those top tight end candidates. Now, I don't know if that is the
how
case,
soon,
right? How soon that's going to be, but he's going to be one of those guys that we talk about as, wow, look at the route running ability of this young man. And then Ozzie Trapilo, bro, I said this, this is my hot take from rookie minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting left tackle day one.
Mm-hmm.
The Braxton Truthers are going to be upset.
The Braxton Truthers?
Yeah, the Braxton Truthers are going to be
the Braxton Truthers, they know that he has a weakness that takes it being taken advantage of.
The Jones and Jonesers, if you will. The Jones and Jonesers.
Right.
If you are going to be upset. Because Ozzie looks completely natural on the left side. It doesn't look like he's adjusting to it. He took every snap in rookie minicamp on that left side. And again, he's not going up against everybody. He's not going up against anybody, I should say. But like, you take this mammoth of a human being and make him comfortable, he's going to have an impact. And what he is in pass pro is phenomenal. What is Karan Amagaji? A dude that's not going to be the starting left tackle. That's what he is.
Yeah, they're both going to be backups, which is still good. I mean, the viable backups.
I would assume Karan, you're hoping that he could play some guard. That's kind of where I'm at with Karan.
Okay.
But you know the thing about the Braxton Jones thing, the Jones and Jonesers, that always gets me. It's like Oh, and even some of the Swifties, right? Even some of the Swifties. The Bears can spend every opportunity and every report can come out that the Bears are trying to replace guys. And them mugs will sit there and be like, nah, man, they love him. They said they love him. Like, listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of dudes that said they wasn't cheating on their girl, but I seen them at the club at 2 a.m.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You
What are
know
you doing that late?
like, come on, dog. We can't be this naive here. One player that won't be getting replaced here that I think is going to be very, very interesting. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Appreciate y'all for showing love and tuning in with us on another early morning. One player that won't be overlooked here, and I think is under talked about in this situation. He was voted the Chicago Bears' most underrated player. Ladies and gentlemen, Gervon Dexter Sr. Y'all remember him? Remember him? Remember the guy that took this really good
remember everybody
last season?
Yeah.
Remember that player that was on the defense already?
Beginning of the season. Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like when we look at the interior of this defensive line, we go, oh, well, you got Andrew Billings and you got Shamar Turner now, and you've added Dio Odangbo, and you've added Grady Jarrett, and you've got, and then like Gervon Dexter comes up as the final piece. I feel like that's how everyone is talking about the interior of this defensive line when, just like PFF said here, Dexter took a step forward in year 2, delivering a 70.3 PFF overall grade, which ranked 24th among players at his position. His 39 quarterback pressures formed a top 20 mark from the regular season, coming in 15 games and across 356 pass rush, which ranked 39th at the position. Over the past 2 seasons, Dexter has been in on 10 sacks, which is ranked behind only Montez Sweat on the team during that span. Now, that's not great that your defensive interior guy is the guy that's leading the way in sacks, but a huge leap from Gervon Dexter from year 1 to year 2, just him getting comfortable. What does year 3 bring for Gervon Dexter? That's a big question because we're talking about Grady Jarrett, like Grady Jarrett has to come in here and be the one. And to me, I've still got my focus on Gervon Dexter for that.
Yeah, I still have it on this too. You know what? This is one of those conversations where you would love to have, or you love to have it because it's a good problem to have. The fact that we're not really mentioning Gervon Dexter, he's kind of been lost in the pack of all the defensive interior players that we've acquired. It's like, well, where did he go? Because in the last offseason, going into the season, he was one of the names that was being talked about. Is like, oh, can he take that leap? Is he going to be that presence in the interior with Billings? And I remember you saying that the way he looked coming into camp, when you saw him, it was just a mountain of a man. A man got himself in shape. He looked, chiseled, and like he was ready to dominate, and he did in the beginning. And I think when Billings kind of got hurt and was out for the rest of the season, that's when you kind of saw him take a little bit of a fall off. So I think the fact that we've addressed the interior so much this offseason, as you mentioned with Jarrett, with bringing out somebody who's versatile in the Dangbo that can play on the inside, Shamar Turner, who's a really nasty interior presence and potentially can be a really special person as well. He's kind of got lost in the sauce. And so I think maybe Gervon Dexter, that actually might be a good thing for Gervon Dexter, because with all of the amounts of players on the interior that can kind of go, move in and get in and out of the game, kind of sub in, sub out, that will allow him, to be fresher. That will allow him to maybe create more pressure getting to the quarterback. And again, the health of bringing back Billings, I think that will have a huge impact on the amount of pressure and amount of things that he can do as far as from the sack production from the interior. So yeah, no, I love that they are recognizing Gervon Dexter. I think he will have a better breakout season than last year.
Yeah, I do expect him to take yet another step, be one of those more improved players this season, like especially with the help on the other side. And you think about it, right? When Dex started to fall off, and I know, look, he's not going to be Jalen Carter. He's not Jalen Carter, guys.
No, unfortunately,
Jalen Carter's that guy for that reason. He's not Jalen Carter. You got Darnell Wright out of it, and you got Gervon Dexter in the second round. But can he be somebody who is constantly creating pressure on the interior, and can he be somebody who's a part of a unit that is constantly forcing the interior of that pocket backwards? That's what it comes down to. He doesn't have to be Jalen Carter. I would love for him to be Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have to be Jalen Carter if Andrew Billings has helped push the pocket. He doesn't have to be Jalen Carter if Grady Jarrett is the one fighting through. He doesn't have to be Jalen Carter if Shamar Turner is the one destroying guys right next to him. Because then now we got to focus a little. We can't focus on Gervon. We got to focus one-on-one, and then one-on-one, that's where Gervon can get dangerous. And especially in a penetrating style and this penetrating system, it just feels like being able to focus on that one gap. Now he's able to flip his brain back into being in a penetrating style, being able to focus on just one gap and go.
Mm-hmm.
Can he increase his speed off of the ball? If he can, he is going to be incredibly, incredibly dangerous, especially yet again. And I'll be honest with you, it's wild to say, but like when you look at that Washington game, it really did just gut the Bears last year. And maybe that's another concern that we need to have, a deeper conversation that we need to have.
Was that the mental fortitude of the team?
The same players are back.
Well, the staff is different. That's why I have confidence. I have confidence.
A team that was willing to quit last year.
I don't think they'll allow them to do that.
When things get tough, are the Bears going to get going?
When the going gets tough, do the tough get going?
Listen, I'm asking a question. Or are the Bears going to be like, oh, that's tough. Let me get going the other direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah.
Are the Bears going to be heading to Nineveh? That's the real question.
Whoa, a trek to Nineveh.
Go be out there with that big fish.
Oh boy. No, I think again, it's a good problem to have. And as you mentioned before, this is a team sport. And so, if you get everybody to kind of contribute to the production and what did we talk about in the very beginning that was so good at first with the interior and with the edge rushers were the pass rush win rate. I always have a problem saying that fast. Pass rush win rate.
Pass rush win rate.
Pass rush win rate. Oh yeah, say that 5 times.
I couldn't.
Like for me, I think that's the special thing about what this unit can be from the interior is everybody can kind of look good. And so Gervon doesn't have to go out there and, like you say, be Jalen Carter or be Superman. You would hope that he can turn into that. Yes, obviously you would want him to just eviscerate fools and go to the tune of 8 to 10 sacks in a season or more. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But the expectation that needs to be put on him is, hey, go out there and be good and try to get to being great. Continue to build off of your success that you had in the beginning of the season last year and see ways that you can improve in little ways to continue to hone in on your craft. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how he'll play out this season.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I think it's going to be an interesting season coming up. I'll tell you what, Ben Johnson is going to have these guys going. There's going to be guys yelling left and right. Get it! Don't touch the cone! Don't touch the cone!
I love me some Eric B.
He yelled at me. He yelled at me. That's how some of y'all would react.
You better man up. You better man up.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Man up.
Wait.
Dang right.
Can I get my job back?
No, you're not a man. He's not a man either. Oh,
he's not a man?
No, let me stop.
Jesus, that was aggressive.
I'm sorry.
They were fine people. It was just pure and utter damage.
Yeah, they were cheats.
Thank you.
2 of them.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love to another edition of the Morning Breeze. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, boy, Panther Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Bed down, one love. Tap in with your boy on Fox tonight. Peace.
So, what kind of adornment are you going to be wearing?
I think I'm gonna go black suit, light blue shirt, or dark blue shirt. Yeah, maybe a tie, maybe no tie. I haven't decided yet. I don't know.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sleek lime green thong.
Oh, hello, boys.
Talk about your cheese.